So first things first, I tend to go 5 minutes before the hour rather than the full hour. That just lets me, schedule things on the hour and still be able to go to the washroom, get a drink in between sessions, that sort of thing.
Of course.
So that's one thing just to be aware of. We're probably just going to go till that 55-minute mark.
That's fine.
And then besides that, I tend to talk a lot. So if there's anything that you want clarification on or anything that you don't 100% understand, make sure to stop me and ask as many questions as you need.
Sure.
Um, I'm just looking at your Metafy profile here. Um, it looks like you're just looking for kind of like habits to be picked out and that sort of thing.
Yeah, basically, and just yeah, I guess you could say that. Just anything that you can identify that I can maybe improve upon. Because I did face a top 10 player in my state today, and actually took a game from him as well. So I've beaten 2 out of the top 10 players
Nice.
in my state, but I don't like place that well in tournaments, though.
Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely something that takes some time to get like consistent kind of results. Um, who do you play?
Ness.
Okay, interesting. Both the people I've coached today have played NES.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. If you want to host a room, then I can pop in shortly. I'll just have to turn on my console here.
Sure.
But yeah, that sounds like a
I'll
good
just
idea,
set
and
it
we'll see
to
what we can
random
pick out.
stages. Is that okay, or would you rather me set it to choice?
Yep. No, like if you have any specific like stages that you want to work on, feel free to set it to those. Otherwise, yeah, random stages is totally
Sure.
fine.
You know
What
what?
I
I'll
tend to
I'll
do
just
with
set it to
these,
PS2 then, because that's where everybody likes to go to. So.
okay, cool. Um, yeah, what I tend to do with these kind of sessions is I'll hop around to a whole bunch of different characters to see if I can pick out any habits or anything, and then if there's anyone that you want me to stick on longer or anything that you have questions about, you can stop me and we can go over that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Cool. Where are you from? Just like broadly.
Central Kentucky. So I know you're technically from Canada, but if you're familiar with the U.S., Kentucky is on the East Coast.
Hmm.
So I'm in
Yeah,
the.
my U.S. geography is kind of spotty, but we're getting there.
I gotcha.
Been doing enough
But
traveling.
I'm on an Ethernet wired connection, 200 megabytes
Cool.
download speed, so we should be okay as far as that.
Yeah, we should be good. Might be a little bit tough on distance, but we'll see what happens. Um, yeah, just let me know when you have an
Yes,
arena
I'm
up.
getting it up right now. I'm going to put the ID in the chat here.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, I should have guessed that you played NES.
Oh yeah,
I don't know why I didn't put that together in my head.
that's okay.
Alrighty. So yeah, yet again, if you have any questions, make sure to stop me. Let me know,
Sure,
and I'll let you know what I can pick out.
appreciate that. Well, that was an accident. Alrighty, GG.
GG. Yeah, I'm not picking out anything like super bad as far as habits or anything so far. Like it
Okay,
seems like you're very solid.
thank you.
So I'm probably gonna have to be pretty nitpicky, and it might be tough online to pick things out. I think the one thing I'm picking out, like kind of so far, is just that um, most of those stocks were due to double jumps towards the stage, like getting back onto stage.
Okay.
So the first one, I think I caught you with a nair, or you came onto stage with a double jump aerial, and I shielded it, and then naired you off stage, and then just naired you again.
Yes, I remember that one.
And then the second one was you double jumping towards stage and getting down smashed. And then the third one was double jumping, like trying to get back onto stage and getting back aired.
Okay. So,
Um, so just be really aware of how you're using your double jump to get back on stage. Because it definitely puts you in a rough spot as Ness if you don't have your double jump off stage.
oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll definitely try to be more mindful of that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Nice.
Thank you.
Damn. Yeah. See, when you're able to recover, it feels like your on stage game is quite good. Um, it's just if you're losing those early stocks, it's gonna put you in a really bad spot.
Yeah, I would
But
definitely
yeah, that was
say
really good.
my disadvantage is my biggest weakness because I find myself like panic neutral air dodging and I try to conserve my double jump, but I know that I don't use it as wisely as I could. So I definitely feel like
Mhm.
that's something I need to work on is the disadvantage.
Yeah, even like there are a couple times when you're like using the double jump towards stage and realizing that it's a bad option, and then like fading back and then air dodging to ledge.
Right.
Um, and like that's not necessarily like if you know you're going to get punished for double jumping onto the stage aggressively, that's a better option. But if it puts you in a situation where you get two framed and you don't have your double jump, then that's also rough.
Yeah,
But yeah, just being aware of it comes first, and I think it sounds like you're aware of it, so I think that's really good.
thank you. Should I have DI'd away there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wasn't seeing anything awful there. Um, it seems like when I'm not approaching, you're a little bit more lost than when I am approaching. Um, it seems like when I'm kind of like moving towards you, you're good at kind of like walling out with like forward air and like PK fire and that kind of thing. But when I'm kind of just like sitting back and forcing you to approach, it seems like you're less sure of how to make that work.
That
Does
makes
that
sense.
feel like it was right?
Honestly, yeah, like now that you say that, like, because sometimes I do like bank on my opponent moving or doing something for me to punish them or whatever. But I guess if you're just kind of sitting still or hanging back, it does kind of make me more unsure. So that's a very good point. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll see if it, pans out that way. Mhm. Mhm.
There's that nasty devil jump
Yeah.
having in mind again. Yep.
Yeah, and it actually happened for the first stock as well. You didn't have your double jump because you tried to double jump onto stage, and I just like nared you a couple times, then forward aired you off stage, and it put you in like a really awkward spot. Um, so that's kind of like what I think would probably be the biggest thing.
Okay.
Um, Also, there is like you're using a lot of tools to kind of like stall your momentum and stuff off stage, and I can tell that you very much understand how um like how far you can go off stage and still be safe, and I think that that's a really good thing. The downside to it is that the more resources you just use to stall, the more sure I am that you're going to go for ledge um when I expect you to. So like if you have double jump available and you have up B available and you have directional air dodge available and you're like near the ledge, I have no idea when you're going to grab ledge. Um, and that's good because, or that's good for you because then it's hard for me to know when I have to like two frame your ledge recovery, right?
Right.
Um, but if you sit out there and you kind of stall with like a PK flash and then like you have to use like your full double jump and then an up B to recover. As soon as I see you double jump from that low, I know you have to come up with an up B. And I don't even have to react to the up B happening. I just have to react to the jump happening from really deep, and then go off stage with, like stopping the up B or whatever, right? However
Right.
you want to try and gimp Ness out of his recovery.
Yeah. So
Um,
sometimes I will do the magnet just so I can change directions, but the PK flash off stage is definitely more of a stall. But I guess what you're saying is that by doing that, eventually you know how I'm gonna have to come back to the stage. So in the long term, it's costing me, or
yeah, so the idea is basically like if you have no options and you're off stage and you only have one, or if you have one option remaining, and that's the only way you can recover, it's very easy for me to kind of predict when you're going to come back to ledge. Um, it happened like in one of the earlier games as well, where you had no tools left and I was trying to two frame your recovery every time. So you had to like go straight up and then try and grab ledge. But I was able just to react to that and forward tilt that instead.
okay.
Um,
So what do you think would be a different way I could come back to stage and still be safe? Like, because I guess I'm afraid of just like going straight over your head or going to the platform, but maybe that's just part of mixing it up. I don't know.
well, I think the big thing is mixing it up, and I'm not necessarily saying like double jump onto stage and be super aggressive, but like sometimes when you're off stage, all you really have to do is drift towards stage and then directionally air dodge to ledge. And it might not be more complicated than that. Right now, it seems like you're almost always trying to use all your tools, and in that scenario, um, I just have to wait for you to use all your tools and then punish, right?
Right.
Um, the stalls are definitely more so for like when people are chasing you out and you feel like you need to stay away from them. And right now, what I'm doing more so is just kind of like sitting back and allowing you to like use all your resources and then punish afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, that
Does
makes
that all make
sense.
sense? Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, I did it again.
Yeah, kind of a goofy air dodge punish, but
Yeah, hey,
works.
that was actually innovative. I like that.
Yeah, it seems really strong to have like a mix up where if they DI over top of you, you have an up air, and if they DI away from you, you have the explosive flame.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think it's good that you're kind of noticing when it's happening now. Because I think that's the biggest thing. Like when we're in 50-50 situations on stage, seems like you're getting just as much off of neutral interactions as I am. It's just when I get you off stage, it's so much more punishing.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Another thing to think about is like how you're committing when I'm off stage. So kind of how the off stage has gone when you have me in disadvantage. Um, for like the first couple of games, you were trying to like punish me going to ledge with like yo-yo and that sort of thing.
Right.
And I was just up being onto stage, up being high. And then you kind of started reacting to that or predicting that rather.
Right.
And every time I try and up be onto stage, you just up smash and like cover it and kill me for it. And then now I'm kind of like starting to go to ledge again, but you're still kind of like looking for those high up Bs with up smashes. Um, so it's kind of like you're committing before seeing what I'm doing. So I'm able to just kind of like, if I see you go and try and like cover center stage with an up smash, all I have to do is just go to ledge and then reset back. And if you are yo-yoing at ledge, I just teleport high. Um, so you might have to go for some things that are a little bit less commitment so that I don't just get back onto stage for free. You can kind of play like the 50-50 prediction game, but it definitely seems like it's in um, my favor.
Yeah. So basically, like I kind of adapted to your recovery, so you adapted to that. But rather than me adapting to that, I just kept doing what I was doing because wasn't really paying attention to what you were doing.
Well, I guess more so than that, when you're in advantage state like that, you don't really have to make heavy predictions in order to keep advantage state. Like if you react to me jumping from ledge, um, you can like forward air that and just keep me in disadvantage and kind of play that more reactive ledge trapping game than trying to make like hard predictions. The hard predictions are good to know how to do. Um, and they're obviously how you'll get some of your stocks and that sort of thing. But
But if I can just kind of poke and keep you off stage rather than going for like a yo-yo or a spike or something, then that's just as good.
yeah, and it also makes your like higher risk options when you do them harder to predict. Because right now I know you're going to go for a high risk option, so I know that like as long as I wait and see which side you're covering, I get back onto stage for free, and suddenly you're in a position where your back is to the corner.
Okay. But
Um, does that make sense?
it does, yes. So
Okay, cool.
so basically, so far it's kind of when I'm at disadvantage, burning my resources, and then when I'm at advantage, kind of going for the same thing, and instead of making safer choices and keeping the advantage.
Yeah, it seems like very all or nothing when you're in advantage state.
Okay.
And when you hit the all, it's super cool. Like that one combo you hit on me,
Oh yeah,
like
the
you
PK
just kind of
Thunder.
blew me up. Yeah. But when it doesn't work, it's putting you in situations where I have to work less hard in neutral um because I have your back to the corner and then you're in the situation where you're off stage and um that's kind of what's happening.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
still shouldn't have burned my jump though. That was bad on my part. I hear sirens.
Yeah.
Cannot believe I made that back.
Yeah. Um,
So
so one thing I'm kind of catching you for, it might have actually happened there. I'm actually not 100% sure. Is um it seems like when you're in disadvantaged state, you don't want to have you don't want to be in tumble. So oftentimes you're like naring out of hit stun,
yes,
um, or like forward airing out of hit stun, that sort of thing, just to like not even when I'm around, just to kind of like make sure that you still have full aerial mobility and you're not going to have to tech when you hit the ground. But I'm kind of catching that with explosive flames and up airs. Um, so just making sure that you're kind of aware of where your opponent might be able to get to if they kind of commit to that, um, like commit to chasing you into the air. If that makes sense.
it does. So like at the end of the game just now, obviously you killed me with up air. What do you think I should have done if you can remember the situation we were in?
Yeah, so I think it was just like down throw back air, and then you tried to nair out of hit stun and you got hit by an explosive flame. So that would be the first thing, is making sure that you're, aware of what your opponent is doing in those scenarios so you don't get hit by that stuff out of like hit stun.
Right.
And then the second thing after that was using another nair, I think, immediately out of hit stun, just trying to kind of get stability back. But I just punished that with up air.
Okay.
So just kind of like reacting to what I'm doing in those scenarios, I think will help a lot. Um, and just kind of like waiting to see, like, am I going to explosive flame? Am I going to, jump up and chase you? What sort of things am I going to go for?
So I should
Um,
basically be aware of where you could be based on your current position, but then maybe also watch what you're doing before I just immediately nair or something.
yeah,
I'm getting
basically.
tongue tied here, but hopefully what I'm asking makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think you're getting it too. It's just a matter of making sure that, like, if you see that I'm just standing on stage, feel free to throw out that nair and get yourself that stability back that you want. But if I'm immediately dashing as soon as I see something connect, and starting to move into the air, you might have to commit to either jumping away or air dodging, or whatever other option happens to come your way.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely will keep that in mind, and I'm gonna go back and watch all this later. But I really do appreciate everything
Yeah,
so
for sure.
far.
No
Okay,
problem.
I think we got like 15 more minutes left, so maybe when there's like 5 minutes left, if you could at least give me your Terry one time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I haven't been playing a ton of Terry, but I will definitely do that if that's something you want.
Okay, well, if you haven't been playing them that much, I'm fine without it.
I'll play it. I've been playing mostly Palu and Wolf in tournament lately.
I gotcha.
Um,
I've tried to secondary those characters, but I always to stop for whatever reason. Alright, so the last two times I waited to air dodge until you jumped.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see anything like too different or anything crazy that game. I think the biggest thing is just making sure that you're starting to realize when these things are happening. Like there was another time there in that game where um I think I might have hit you with a nair or something, and then you tried to back air out a hit stun to, get stability back, and ate an up air for it. But then the next time I went for that immediately, you went for an air dodge.
Yeah, I did.
So it does seem like you're starting to be aware of when that's happening, which I think is definitely the first step to fixing it.
Cool. I'm glad to hear you say that because I know it'll take time. Yeah, I noticed all the same things that match too. I
Um,
just
Another thing that's like kind of happening is I'm kind of just like waiting for you to do things when I'm in the corner. Um, it's a smaller thing, but like when you're kind of like pressuring me, it seems like and I think most people will try and get out of the corner. But when I just kind of like sit there and wait for you to go for something risky, it seems like I get a lot off of that. Um, I don't think everybody's going to be that comfortable in the corner, but it's something to be aware of.
yeah, that makes sense because I will say, especially just playing like Elite Smash, like people do not like being cornered. So, but you seem to have a bit more patience with that. So,
Also, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
oh well, can you hear me? Hmm.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. So you can hear me?
I think you're good now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was
Okay,
talking,
I'm
but I
gonna.
think it came slightly unplugged. I apologize.
No, that's totally fine. I hope it didn't sound like I was just like ignoring you.
No, no, no. I did make a comment mid match, but I wasn't asking a question. So, anyways, yeah, we're
Cool.
good.
Gotcha.
Is that true?
Um, Honestly, not sure. Mhm.
Oh, yeah. And see, there was no reason for me to use that jump before I did the PK Thunder.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a lot of like weird Ken stuff that's like not 100% true, but like it'll work.
Right.
And that first like up tilt prox jab, sure you, I'm not 100% sure if it was true, but it's definitely something that works quite often, so I usually go for it. But yeah, I think the best thing that I'm seeing is the fact that you're now like realizing that this stuff is happening, right?
Of course.
That you're like realizing that you're using that double jump when you don't need to. Um,
And see, I
but
always
yeah.
tell players that, I'm better than which I'm no professional by any means, but if I'm just facing someone that's not very good at the game, a lot of players just like straight like immediately burn their double jump. But in my case, I'm
Mhm.
still burning my jump. It's just not always immediately. So I'm
Yep.
doing the same thing I tell people not to do.
But it's a little bit more sneaky.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Power dunk has very little leg.
Right. Okay, I think that's probably all the time we have for games, but I'll gladly listen to any closing thoughts you have.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything like too game breaking to finish stuff out. Um, but I think that like one good thing to remember is just that awareness precedes progress. So, in anything that you're trying to make progress on, awareness is always going to be the first step on it. Um, which is most of what today was. Today was mostly me finding things to make you aware of that now you can go and fix and kind of like work out on your own. Um, and this is kind of the like process that you're going to need to take for learning over and over and over again, but I'm sure you probably kind of already know that. um but yeah, once you find the answers to the stuff that we talked about, um you're free to either, come back for another session and we can figure out some more stuff for you to work on, or like I always suggest people do VOD review. I think learning how to, you know review your own VODs and stuff is something that will kind of like if this is me, like you and I fishing, that would be me teaching you how to fish, is teaching you how to, VOD review on your own.
Oh yeah, and see, like I
Um,
I do VOD review, but I've never like done it in such a nuanced way as you did today, as far as like giving me the critiques like after the matches. Like you point out things that aren't so obvious to me that are more obvious now. So I do appreciate that. And to your second point about doing another session, I'm actually already booked with you a week from now, same
oh,
time.
perfect.
So
Okay, yep, perfect. That's awesome. Then we'll see how things go in the next week, and I'll chat with you next week then.
all right, man, sounds good. Talk to you later.
Awesome. Take it easy, dude.
You too. Bye.